welcome to another Goodwill shopping day. Now before we get in the car and head to the thrift store, I just want to let you know when we come back here for the haul, I have a lot of announcements to share. So I was recently interviewed by marthastewart.com, so I'm going to talk about that. I also had a video interview that I have not shared with you guys. I finally have a date for my holiday drop, so you guys will know exactly when those pine cone candle holders that you've been asking about will go live on my site. And then we're going to end with what sold on my Etsy shop this week. So a lot of exciting things to share with you today, but first let's head to Goodwill and get thrifting. Hey guys, welcome to another Goodwill shopping day. I'm gonna hit a few local stores around town and see what I can find for my Etsy shop and my vintage booth. You guys know me in boxes, and this one is very intricate and old. It's $4, which seems like a lot, and it's definitely seen better days. It's pretty dirty and dusty. I think I'm gonna pass on it because of the price, but it is a lovely box. Now, when I was first starting to resell, I would have absolutely picked up this giant etched brass vase, but I just don't sell them very much anymore. $8 is actually a pretty good price for this. Typically, it would be like 12 to 20 at some of the Goodwills around here. I'm gonna pass on it, but it is a very cool piece. Here's some wood bookends, which you guys know are a bestseller for me. These are $3.99 for the pair. They're definitely handmade. I kind of like the little diamond detail in the center. I gotta look at the other one to see what shape it's in, but I think I'm probably gonna get these. So here's another piece I would have gone crazy for just a few years ago. It's another example of the etched Indian brass. This one has the dark and the gold brass coloring. You know, it's $5, which is a great price, but I don't think I'm gonna get it because, again, this is just not selling well for me right now. And more, I feel like I should reunite all these pieces together so someone can find a whole collection. I think I'm gonna do that. Okay, so now they're all reunited together, and now that I see them together, I really want them. Which is how it always goes. But I think I'm gonna be good and pass. So here's a brass piece I'll probably bring home. It is $4.99, a great planter, and also it's largely in good shape. The interior is not too tarnished, it doesn't have any like corrosion, and then the exterior has a really nice luster still, so I'm gonna get this. This is a beautiful collection of handmade stoneware. Wow. It's not cheap, $3 a bowl. I love the blue, and then it has all these matching mugs too, and they're $2 a piece, which that's a good price. And you guys know I sell a ton of mugs, so I may pick up a bunch of these. This is a great teapot, and it's stamped on the bottom. It's $20. I need to look up who it's by, but it's really well made and so heavy. More brass. Look at this vase. It is absolutely huge, and the shape of it is so cool. And it is $7. Okay, so you guys, this is one I'm probably gonna have to bring home, just because, I mean, look at it. And then also this lamp here, very cool, extremely old, very old. And I gotta do a little more digging on this. $10. There's a stamp inside. I need to check it out. So this mirror is really very cool. At first I was wondering if it was something that was newer, but when you turn it around, it has Sally's name on the back. It actually seems to be older, and it is $6.99 for this very cool tabletop or dresser top mirror. So I think I'm gonna get it. And now I'm regretting not getting a cart because I've gotten some big stuff now. So I really like the frames on these pieces of art. There's 3 of them. Love the bamboo. Really love the bird one. Let's see how much they are. Okay, so this is confusing. $1.99 or $4.99? Like, why? You know, someone, like, why would they do this? If they could have put it on top of whatever one it was. So we'll see, you guys, what they decide to do on this. It's very rare to find Pyrex at our thrift stores, especially one that may still have the lid and it's not super damaged. Like, I feel like a lot of this stuff can be rescued. It is $4.99, but when I looked it up, because I always look up Pyrex just to make sure it's not a rare one, this one's not that valuable. I think like 12 to 16 bucks, so I won't be getting it. But it's always kind of fun to find it on the shelf. You never know what you're gonna find in the aisles, and this really cute needlepoint kit was in the holiday aisle. So I think I'm gonna get it. It's $3. You know, needlepoint is definitely back in fashion. People are doing it more and more, and this is the complete kit, so I'm gonna get it. Okay, so this looks awesome. It is metal, and wow, yeah, looks pretty old actually. Let's see how much it is. It is $6.99. They're saying as is, so I just need to see if there's anything other than the wear inside that's as is to Goodwill. I really like this vase. It is $7.99, which is a little steep. It has a teeny tiny glass insert, so you actually could, I think, use it as a bud vase. The texture is awesome, though. I don't know if these pieces are handmade or not. Okay, I need to do a little bit of research on this. I actually like this little dish a lot. It's $3.99 because I think the blue in the center is really pretty. This is very tempting. I feel like it's very giftable, and we're getting into gifting season. So this stone chessboard is awesome. I love the 2 different types of stone. It's probably gonna be really expensive though. Let me see. Yep, 20 bucks. They price this stuff really high here, so I'll probably pass on it, but it's really pretty. You know, the Instagram accounts and the shows where they're trying to test whether or not it's cake or is it real life. I feel like we could do that with candles too. Like this is a bunt that's actually a candle, and it is cracking me up. Okay, so my first 2 Goodwill stops were a success. This is actually a seed pod vase. So in case you were wondering, it's just really interesting, really interesting. It's not like incredibly valuable, but I think it's just one of those pieces that it's going to speak to someone and they're just going to want to bring it home. This will probably go in my booth space because Tiny Brambles, where I have some of my stuff, it's very organic and natural, and pieces like this, they just really fit in well there. So this is probably where it's going. So I think I'm going to do a quick stop at Value Village. It is senior half off day. So usually it's super picked over, so I do not have high hopes, but it can't hurt if I'm in the area. So anytime I go shopping, I'm hoping to find at least one piece that will cover the cost of the entire haul that I get on that day. That way, when I sell the other pieces, then I have a lot of room and a lot of margin for profit. And so this piece that I picked up at Goodwill is definitely that piece. So it was $6.99, which is a great deal because these can sell for $100 or more. So super excited about this. This one happens to be in really good shape, which is awesome. I mean, good shape for how old and what this is. So this is called a jewelry casket, and it has the velvet lining, and a lot of this is just like it's wearing away versus like dirty, but it's still very functional. It actually opens and closes, and it doesn't have a lot of damage other than some patina. And most of the time when people are buying these, they're not necessarily using them functionally so much as like the decoration in their home. So very excited about this piece. This will be available on Etsy. And yeah, that particular Goodwill. So if you're local, it's the Goodwill that is like on the border of Beaverton and Hillsborough off of 26. That Goodwill, while usually sparse, has delivered so many good things for me. Usually pieces that I can sell for over $100. So that Batosi vase that I got, that one. That amazing wood box I got recently, that was that Goodwill. So that Goodwill, while I usually don't get many things, I usually at least get one amazing thing for resale. Okay, so after the jewelry casket, my next favorite things were these beautiful original pieces of artwork. So they were actually made out of, I believe, some form of grass. And I just think it's very cool when people can make such beautiful pieces of art out of a natural like texture and fiber. I just think they're lovely. So that's a set of 3. So there's these 2 that are the landscape. And then my favorite one is this beautiful bird. And so I'm gonna sell them as a set of 3 because when you look at them all together, if I can show you, you can see that the colors definitely all come together when all 3 are together, because there's one that's mostly green, one that's mostly coral, and then this one has all the different colors together. So if they don't sell as a set of 3 on Etsy, because that's where I'm gonna list them, then I'll price them probably individually. But I was just really excited to find them. Now I'm sure you guys are probably wondering, what did I get them for? Because in the footage, I was talking about how they were all priced with 2 price tags, and true to Goodwill form, they charge me the highest amount because that's just what they do, which I'm always like, aren't there laws against this? Like you gotta give the person like the lowest price or something, but not at Goodwill. And I get their argument, like there's a lot of like tag swapping happening at Goodwill stores, and so I can totally see that. One of them though, I did press them because I'm like, it's the same color tag, it is in the same area, it is the same date. I am sorry. That one I feel like I should get for $1.99. The other one's fine, but that one I feel like I should get. And so they did give me that one for $1.99. But
They act as if like they have this like standardized pricing strategy. Like, you guys know you don't, because we all know that we find things that come in at the same time that are priced by different people, and they have different prices, they have different stickers, where they put the prices all over the place. So yeah, that's the part that always makes me a little loony. They're acting like they have a very rigorous like quality thing. And I'm like, maybe they think they do, but no one is following it. I shop at enough Goodwill. So anyways, very excited about these finds, but it's always just such a mystery when you get up to the counter sometimes on what they're gonna charge you when you get into those scenarios. Okay, so the last piece I wanna talk about before we get to all the other things I wanna share is this crazy vase. Now, anything from my haul that I'm not showing you, if it's gonna be available on Etsy, it'll be listed down below in the description box. But if it's not there and there's something you remember from the footage, just message me and I can get it listed for you. But this piece, I couldn't leave it behind. It's just one of those things that happens sometimes where you go to the thrift store and you find something and you're like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with you. And you may never sell, but I can't leave you. And this is that piece for me, because I've never found one this size, this shape, and with these cool etchings on it. So I used to sell a ton of brass vases, like Indian brass vases, all the time. As boho has kind of lost favor in decor, I just am not selling them anymore. And these bigger ones that I've ever had just like take forever to sell. And usually if they do sell, I have to mark them down almost to the point of what I bought them at the thrift store, because no one has room for these pieces usually, because they're just so huge. And like, what do you do with this? So anyways, this is that piece for me. I'm sure you guys have found yourself in that scenario at the thrift store when you're like, I can't leave it behind. I know a lot of you were just gutted that I did not bring home all that handmade pottery that I found in one of my last videos, all the lidded like soup tureens and casserole dishes. I know, I still think about that haul, but I think I still made a good decision, because I do not need to be storing all those until one day they all sell. So I do not have a storage unit. Some of you guys may not know that. I do not have a storage unit. So my entire inventory is either in this room, or in my vintage booths. Like, I refuse to get a storage unit, because as soon as you do, you open yourselves up to a lot of overbuying. And so I'm just trying really hard to keep a tight lid on it. But this piece, I guess I was in a weak moment and I had to get it. Okay, so now moving on to the exciting announcements. So I am doing a holiday drop. I have been talking about this in the last few videos, and exciting news, it's gonna happen this Sunday. So let me check the date. It is Sunday, October 27th. So you guys were basically telling me a few videos ago in the comment section that it's getting really late to do Christmas, which doesn't make sense in terms of like, we haven't gotten through Halloween, but people are already buying Christmas decor. So I was like, ooh, I gotta get on it. So on the screen right now, hopefully I'm showing you a little preview of what's going to be coming on Sunday. So Sunday's video is gonna be talking about all the types of vintage decor pieces that you should be thinking about picking up when you're out sourcing, because they sell for a lot and they're always consistent sellers. You guys were really excited about the prospects of that type of video, so I'm gonna be filming that. Then I'm gonna do a styling challenge where I'm gonna take all of my decor and actually take all the decor off the shelves in my bedroom, and I'm gonna put all my Christmas decor that I have for sale on there, because I was going to style them on my dresser right here where I photograph. I'll just like, oh, I'll just put everything up there and you guys can see it, and I'll just pan around. And I was like, no, they deserve better. They deserve like a styling video. So I decided, why do I have these beautiful white shelves in my bedroom? To put stuff on. And so I took it all off my normal decor and put all the Christmas stuff on, just so I had something fun to show you guys when I do my holiday drop. So I also have some really exciting PR things to share with you. You guys may not know this if you just started following me, but I actually get interviewed on occasion by a journalist who writes for Apartment Therapy and then also marthastewart.com. So she reached out to me. She was doing a piece on vintage art and what people need to know if they're gonna go to the thrift store to look for vintage art. And so of course, you guys know, this whole wall is thrifted. So she reached out to me. She's like, do you have any advice you could share about thrifting art? And I was like, yes, I could write the article myself practically. Yes. So I gave her some quotes, and so she put it in her article. So that was on marthastewart.com. So it's always really exciting to be featured by a media outlet that you respect and have always adored, especially someone like me who loves to decorate. And so, yeah, that was really exciting. So I'm gonna link to that article down below so you guys can read it if you're interested. But there's a lot of really great tips. So it wasn't just me that was interviewed. There was another influencer and reseller that also gave her tips and tricks too for finding vintage art and valuing art. So It's a very good read if you love to source art just like me. And the other exciting thing I have to share with you is I actually was interviewed on camera about my experience being a reseller. So one of my reselling friends, Tigard, she has a show that she produces, and this particular episode was about reselling and her journey to being a reseller. So she interviewed a lot of people in our area that are in like the reselling community. So you know me, you know Laura Caldwell because she's, lives in the Portland metro area. My friend Taylor from Portland Revive, she also was interviewed. You guys know that's who I learned all of the reselling stuff from, was my friend Taylor. So it's just really fun to watch this particular show and this episode because it features so many of my favorite people, and it actually gets picked up by big networks as well. So it's not just local, it is actually something that is aired on other channels that you may be familiar with. So I'm gonna link down below the content so you guys can watch it. But yeah, it was really fun to be a part of that and be on camera in a different way, not just on here, but as someone else's video. Okay, so those are all the announcements I had to share with you, but I thought we could talk about a little bit what sold in my Etsy shop this week. Now, it was mostly brass, except for one piece, which is that giant oak organizer, those kind of antique organizers, card catalog type pieces. They're very rare to find now, so when you find them, get them, especially if they're within the $100 range or less. And so I found one recently and it sold to one of my regular buyers. Thank you so much. But one of the most exciting things about this week's sales is that almost everything went to someone who has purchased from me before, which is such a blessing that I have all these regular buyers. So I just really appreciate all of you guys, because I know many of you are watching my channel and then you're going to my shop and then purchasing from me, which I just, like, it warms my heart. Literally, I could cry. I'm a huge crier. If I think about it too hard on camera, I will cry. So anyways, thank you everybody for all your sales. I'll put on the screen all the brass animals that have sold this week so you guys can kind of see, but brass animals are hot, people. People still love them. So if you find them, definitely get them listed in your Etsy shop or put them in your booth. So there's one more thing I wanted to mention. So I'm gonna try really hard to put in my description box all the videos and content you guys ask about all the time, which is shipping, pricing questions, cleaning brass questions. So I'm gonna put those videos in my description box from now on, so that way if you have questions about those, I'm gonna try to remember to prompt you at the end of each video to say, if you have questions about this, this, and this, those videos are down below in the description box. Okay, so that's everything I have to share with you today. I know I had a lot to talk about. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Take care.